Okay, so this is going to be exciting. Card three um, simply uses crumb cake and white. So, but wait until you see the effect. I did forget to tell you that you're going to get a piece of crumb cake for the little tag, but you will have one of those. And you should have your two envelopes in your packet, and you should have two half sheets of basic white, and you should have two. These are 4¼ by 11. Okay, so I'm going to move one of these out of the way and bring in my trimmer. And I'm going to score, use your scoring blade. I'm going to score at 2¾ and at 5½. All right, you'll do that on both of them, of course. Sometimes when I'm making multiple cards, sometimes I do each step at the same time. And other times I just want to see how the first one goes and then do the second one. So it's all your choice, obviously. Let's see, so I folded it in half. That's kind of half the card. And then this score line is going to go the opposite way. So we're going to hold that down, increase this. Okay, so our card's going to open like this. This is our fun fold of the month. I don't know that it has a name, but I like it. All right, so then what you're going to do with your half sheet for this one, you'll have more than enough of this to do what you need to do. But I'm going to first cut out a piece that is going to be, let's see, 2½ by 4. So you could definitely just cut off a 2½ inch piece from here and then cut it at 4. That will work. For the sake of time and cutting and materials, I already have one ready. And then you're going to need probably, like, this is about a 1/4 of a sheet or maybe less. I think I did it at using a 4 by 5¼ piece is big enough, but we're going to cut out of it. So don't worry about that. I'm also bringing in the Forever Plaid folder, and I'm going to run this through. Hold on. Okay, so there we go with this. Isn't that cool? I just love this plaid. So we're just going to adhere this to here, and then we're going to move on to making our focal point. Again, with the texture, I always add a little bit more glue. I'm not one that uses a ton of glue because I figure it's only paper. It only has to stand up through the mail, and although they sometimes, when you get stuff, it looks like it's been through the war. I'm pretty sure it hasn't been. So, all right. We're going to set this aside for now and work on using our masks. So let's grab these. You get 5 of these masks, and I don't know if you can see it in here. Let me see if I can make the light go just right. But there's a little notch in the top, and then right under the notch there's a little number. Let's see if I can bring it up some. Nope, you're not going to be able to see it very well. Anyway, no, they're all numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is get out my crumb cake. Sometimes it works this way and sometimes it works the other way. And I'm going to use this. Let me make sure I got it cleaned from the last time we did it. Sometimes it sticks in those crevices, and although it, unless it's only on the very top surface, it's not going to matter, but sometimes I feel like it's dirty. So, okay. I'm going to ink this all up in my crumb cake. And I'm going to put this way. Like this, I think I want it to go. All right. So there's that for us. Then I'm going to tape this down. Let's see, let's use this. So I grabbed a couple more pieces of tape, and I'm just kind of making sure that it's straight here. Actually, you know what? Let's just turn it sideways. That'll be better. It'll be better for showing you how to line it up, I think. All right, so let's go with here, and then just one on the top up here. All right, so now that the paper's down, we need to, and I've got a couple more pieces of washi tape that I'm going to use, but we need to just figure out where number 1 is going to go. Looks like I have it upside down, maybe. Hold on. Let me think about this. One goes like this. Okay. So once you get the first one kind of lined up the way you want it, and I'm just looking at like all these lines and some of these little itty bitty dotted lines. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Okay. So I'm going to put, let's see, a washi tape here to hold it down. And I'm going to put one on this side to hold it down. Okay. Yeah, it still looks good. But then I'm also going to put a little, I've got a dry erase marker. I'm going to put a little mark here where my V is. And then I'm also going to do a corner down here. Can you see that? Not really. Sorry. I put a corner at the bottom of my mask as well. Okay. So first layer we're going to do with a blending brush. We're doing all the layers with the blending brush, but we're just going to add a little bit of ink. And then we're going to start on the mask itself so that you're swirling onto the paper. Okay. And we're just doing a little bit. We're not making it really, really dark. We're just trying to add a little bit of shading and make sure that it's not stark white. All right. A little bit more. Okay, so now when we add more color, I'm going to peel this off this way and leave it stuck there. And I'm going to peel this one off and leave it stuck here. So number 1 is done. And then number 2 is going to be, I'm going to line up my marks here and here. And this should fit just the way, if I line up my marks the same, that first one is the only one that you really need to pay close attention to. All right. So this one, we're applying ink again over a lot of the same places. So because we're applying another second layer of ink, it's going to end up a little bit darker on our finished project. This is going to be so cool when it's done. Wait until you see it. It's so fun. I almost wish that I had like a little blinder thing so you couldn't see it as we're doing it, because it's so cool. All right. So that you can go, wow, at the end, but you still will. Trust me. All right. So that's with 2 layers. See the different shading? All right. And this is mask number 3. Again, I'm lining up. I have a mark at my bottom corner and a mark where my V goes. We're going to tape that back down. And again, a lot of this is already colored. So we're just adding yet more depth to those spaces. And some of them, this is like this one right here. This is the first time we're coloring that space. So it's going to be lighter. It's kind of cool the way these masks work. All right, I think we're good with that. So peel this one up. And now we're going with the leaves. Isn't that cool? It looks so awesome. I love these things. You're really going to want one. You should really buy this because you're going to love it. Okay. Line up my corners. Put down my mask. And so you can tell by looking at these leaves now that they have not been colored at all. So this first layer, of course, is going to be the lighter layer of the leaves. And then there's that fifth mask where we'll add some more shading. Darker shading, I should say. I want to make sure I'm getting it all in there pretty well. But again, this is going to be the lighter of the two. That one goes, this one goes. And there are some leaves. And then this mask. Lay this one down and this one down. Oops. Then one more time with the darker color. You can tell that I'm getting, well, maybe you can't really tell because it's such a light color, but I'm really getting a lot of ink on the mask itself. But that's just you can take it to your sink if you want, but I just use my chamois and wipe it off. Works out just fine. All right, so that's that. I'm not quite done with that, but okay, so are you ready for the big reveal here on the mask? Ta-da! Isn't it beautiful? I just love it. Let's see if I can get this off of here now without ripping it. There we go. And there we go. All right, so this we're going to die cut with the big die. I'm going to wipe off my marks, and I'll wipe off my masks later. But let's die cut this. I'm going to line it up and kind of washi tape it together so that it stays where I want it. Put one here and one here. And then I'm going to also grab the little tag, and we're going to cut one of those out of here too. So I'm going to put these all on the same, run them through the same time. All right, so here's my one plate and here's my other one. I can run these both through together. Here's this little tag. It is so cute. Isn't it cute, this little tag? All right. So, and then pull off the washi tape. We're saving the inside, so if I rip the outside, it's not that big a deal, but I still like to be careful. Okay. Wow. All right. So there it is. Isn't it beautiful? I'm loving it. Okay. So this is going to go on here, and it's going to go half on and half off. All right. So we want to make sure that we turn it or whatever we're going to do so that it doesn't go outside of our envelope. So I'm going to eyeball. If you flip it over this way and know that you've got enough, you kind of know exactly where to glue. I'm just going to glue a little bit short. of that. So I kept it where on this side here. All right. And then I'm going to flip it this way and slide this one down just a bit. All right. Beautiful. All right. So now we have, I need my Grateful for You. So let me take this off of here so it doesn't mess with me. So I'm only going to use the For You. All right. So I'm going to use my washi tape and I'm going to cover up the Grateful. And if you can tell, the part of the G comes down on the side of the F. So I ended up using 2 pieces. You could use some Post-it notes for this as well. But this washi tape is about used up and ready to get thrown away. So as long as it'll stick for one more time, what we're going to do is ink this up. So the For You is there. I'm going to pull off my washi tape so that that doesn't make a big mess because it now is full of ink. And I'm going to just stamp For You right there. And I'm also going to bring in the Happy Anniversary. And so here's what I'm going to do here. Happy Anniversary. I want it to be, I know it's kind of crooked on my block, but I want it to make sure that it stays underneath my flower so that you can't see it when the card's closed. So I think that stamping it right here in the center is going to work just fine. All right. So now we're just going to make a little bow with our gold striped ribbon. So I'll make a bow. I really like the bunny ear method. Sometimes with the wider ribbon, it doesn't work as well because it's harder to get that wide ribbon through when you put it through the loop. But we're going to tweak it a bit, back and forth. All right. And then I can cut this off this way. And then we're going to also bring in some, where'd the baker's twine go? I had it. So the baker's twine comes in a 4-pack. I'm only using the crumb cake version or color, but I'm going to tie this through here. And then I'm going to tie it around my bow this way. I didn't want it to have too big of a tail. So if I put it on there, and I'm going to do the square knot with this one. So left over right. And I'm not pulling it all the way tight, but then right over left. So then it should hang down just a bit, and I can cut off the little ends. I don't really want them to stick up. Of course, I don't have my ribbon scissors right here. There's one. This one I want to trim off as well. Okay. So then this, I'm going to put back here. And I'm going to put a little glue dot on it. Oh, look at this. I'm almost out. So I'm going to put the glue dot on here. The thing at the top. Glue dot on the back of the ribbon knot. Okay. peel off that little paper. And then I want to make sure that I stick it someplace where, because I'm going to leave this hanging, that it's not going to interfere with the card. You could also put another glue dot under this. Just don't glue it to the bottom of here. So you could put one. You could turn it this way if you wanted to and glue it down. I'm not going to. All right. So that is card number 3. All right, let's see. So I hope you enjoyed these cards. This was a lot of fun for me to make for you. I hope you enjoyed them as well, and I hope you're going to love those masks, because this is about the second or third set of masks that I've had that does that builder kind of thing with the colors. And you could use multiple colors if you like too. You could do like all 3 of the first masks in like a pink or something, and then do the leafy ones in some greens or something. I just thought that this was so very classy and great for like a wedding card or an anniversary card, because it's just classy. Anyway, so I hope to see you again next month. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, thanks for watching.